All right, take two. Let me make sure my audio is coming through. Looks good. Okay. So I'm running through the Haskell course that IOG Academy is putting out. And I did do the Plutus Pioneers, but as I got further along in the program in the later lessons, I realized my understanding of Haskell was lacking. So I'm really excited about this. I think it'll fill in a lot of the blanks that I had. I was working through some books, Learn You Haskell for Greater Good and Real World Haskell were the two books I had as a reference. So we'd be doing stuff in Plutus that I didn't totally understand, and I'd be trying to dig into those books and figure it out. And it was tough for me to really understand some of the more difficult things in the program. So anyway, I put the link to the GitHub for the course in the description, and also the YouTube for the first lesson. So go check that out. I'll walk you through everything, get you to the point of doing the homework. You should do the homework before you watch this. These are if for some reason you're watching this. I don't know why you would, but you should do the homework first, and then come back and watch us. Maybe see if we answered it the same way. This is mostly for my record of doing this stuff, how I answered it. Because after you use this online tool that they have to do Visual Studio Code, which is super simple and awesome. I'm gonna click on it now. It'll launch up Visual Studio Code, and it'll have everything you need, all the plugins and libraries, and the GitHub repo is already up and running. It just makes the barrier to entry getting into this very low, which is way different than I'm not even reading this anyway. Way different than the Plutus Pioneers course. It was like jumping into the deep end right away, which was great. I learned a lot, but this is really geared towards beginners in a good way. So to get to the homework, he shows you how to do this. You go to code, week 1, source, and right here is the homework file. And you also want to, in the terminal down here, you're also going to want to go to that too, because you're going to launch up GHCI to test your program as you're running it. So you're actually going to go, this is a Linux terminal, so Linux commands work, but you're going to go to the same directory, code week 1 source. So right there is my lib, so we're in the right directory, and I'm going to launch GHCI. Yep, and there's Prelude, so it's up and running. And then now I'm trying to remember. It's that L my lib, yeah. So that'll load. That loads up the program. There's no code, so there's nothing for the compiler to yell about. So it's gonna work because everything's comments. So let's do the first one, which he answered for this already. But this is multiplies by 3. I'm gonna call it mult3 because you can call it whatever you want. He called it something else with one parameter, which is x, and we're gonna do x times 3. 3. There we go. Visual Studio Code has improved since I've used it last with Haskell. It's got it automatically determines the types of the function you're writing and tells you what it thinks it is. And for these early programs, everything is really good. It's pretty awesome. All right, write a function that calculates the area of a circle. So you might have, I think he actually showed this one too in the lesson, but you might have to Google it. It's pi r squared. So rad surf, we'll do the radius, and that's pi times r caret. Nope, not cubed, squared. And I kind of want to do this. Probably unnecessary. But that's what I want to do. Okay, for order of operations. Okay, so, and now we can actually reload down here. And it compiled it, interpreted, okay, module loaded. That means the compiler didn't hit any errors when it ran through this code, so there's no big problems. Doesn't mean that I actually did the correct formula for calculating the area of a circle, but I'm pretty sure it did. All right, so next, write a function that calculates the volume of a cylinder by composing the previous function together. So we want to write a new function with the other function inside of it. With the height of the cylinder, test that it works using GHCI. So we already got GHCI loaded up. Oh, we can actually check the radius of a circle. We'll do rad sur 3. That's why'd I call it I want to call it area. I was thinking ahead. I'll call it area circle, and then we'll reload it. And now area circle 3. Same answer. Cool. So we're gonna make area or volume vol cylinder, and then that needs the height and the radius, and that equals the height times area sur r. So for the volume of cylinder, we need the height and the radius, and then we multiply the height by the area of the circle, which takes one parameter, and that's r. So we have a function within a function, and let's see if it works. Yeah, okay, so volcyl, let's say 2, 3. Let's see if that works. All right, so that's the volume of a cylinder. That is a height of 2 and a radius of 3. All right, and then write a function that checks if the volume of the cylinder is greater than or equal to 42, test that it works. Okay. We'll call it vol check 42. Oh, I'm writing down there. I need to do it up here. Vol check 42. 42, and that'll take in the height and the radius, and we'll do vol sil hr. We'll say, is it greater than or equal to 42? So we can see here that volume of cylinder 2.3 is greater than 42, and volume of cylinder 1.3 will be less than 42. So let's check vol sil. We're doing vol check, but I didn't reload it, so I got to reload it. Okay, vol check 42, 1, 3. So it's not greater than 42. It's not greater than or equal to 42. Well, let's check the other one. Hit up arrow to do the same program or the same command. 2, 3. Should be true. So we'll take this a step further, and we'll say write a function that checks if the volume of a cylinder is greater than or equal to any given value. So we'll call this one ball check. And we'll call the value we want to check it against x. And we'll give it a height and a radius. And vol cylinder HR is greater than or equal to x. Arcs. Nope, that's not what we want. We just want x. All right. And R. Where'd the music go? I had this free YouTube music playing and it stopped. Oh, here we go. Right on cue. Okay. So that loaded up and we're gonna check. Ball check. I don't know. 124, 2 and 3. False. Ball check. I'll say, yeah, we'll keep it at 124. We'll just say 2 and 4. False. 5. True. So what is the area of a circle 5? 78. Okay, so 2 times that, so like 150 something. Fill 2, 5. Yeah, 157. Cool. So there's the homework for lesson 1. And hey, I really like that IOG Academy is putting out this Haskell course. They did have the Mongolia Haskell courses up, but it wasn't really geared towards the YouTube audience, I guess, or just like online as an online class. And this one is really set up well, and as far as I can tell off one lesson, but it looks like a really good way to learn Haskell. The Mongolia courses were awesome, but definitely geared towards more of a active class where the teachers were interacting with the students on a regular basis. So yeah, good luck. And hopefully I'll put another one of these out for the next homework. Take care.